Can I set up a bullet journal using predominantly dollar store products? Let's find out. Hey y'all, welcome back to Dots and Beyond. My name is Beth, and today we are going to set up a bullet journal for 2024, yes, 2024, using predominantly Dollar Tree products. This is a series I'm titling Bujo on a Budget, and at the end of 2023, I will give away this 2024 journal. Now to get started, not everything is $1, though these pens are, but I did purchase some Crayola Super Tips, or I have some Crayola Super Tips. I will link to them in the description box below and include a price and a final tally. These are just about the most economical markers you can buy, and a lot of us use them because they're great. Most of the decorations I'll be using, like this sticker sheet that you see in the screen, are from the Dollar Tree here in the US. If you want to see my explanation video on Bujo on a Budget, I will link it up in the cards above so you can see some other recommendations for dollar stores around the world. Another supply that did not come from the dollar store is our journal itself, and this is a pink Artist Loft journal. This is an A5 size. These come from Michaels. I understand that not everybody has a Michaels. A retail price is typically between $7 and $9. I got it on sale for $5.95, but it does have most of the features that a bullet journal has, including a back pocket, a pen loop, bright white paper, and of course the dot grid. Now it is not 160 GSM, so we do have to be a little careful about the tools that we use in here and whether they're going to bleed through the paper. It also has some pre-made pages here in the beginning, like a key and a table of contents. We're going to leave those alone, and I'll let the owner of whoever wins this journal decide what they want to do with those pages. And then I also have this roll tape glue thing. This is double-sided tape in lieu of using a Tombow tape runner, which is my favorite, because these are actually available at the dollar store as well. One little disclaimer as we get started is that the cost here at the beginning is a little higher than it's going to be month to month because we've purchased the Crayola Super Tips and we've also purchased the journal. For the annual setup theme, I chose inspiration from this particular sticker set, and we are going to go with some feathers and some gems. If you hang around dollar stores long enough, patterns begin to repeat. So here we have some wall stickers that also have some feathers on them in the same pastel colors. The key to wall stickers is knowing how to fussy cut them down to size. I also have this pastel sheet of poster stickers as well in varying colors, some pinks, blues, yellow, and even green. This is one of those items we won't use everything on it in this setup, so we can save some of those things and save some costs for a future setup. Now I've also picked up some numbers. I picked up some white ones as well as some black ones. I think I'm going to use some black ones. And then I have these gold feather rub-on transfers that we're going to use to zhuzh up those letters. In addition to keeping the material costs down for Bujo on a Budget, I also want to keep this setup a little bit on the simpler side. So we're going to start right here on the cover, where I'm going to create a header for 2024 as well as a nameplate for whoever wins this journal to put their name in it. To bring in some of those pastel colors, I am going to use those poster stickers. One here in green. No, gonna change my mind and do blue. So I'm gonna do one in blue on the right side that is a little bit thinner, just placing that where I think it needs to go. I'm not gonna measure, I'm just gonna eyeball it and get it into place. And then we're gonna do one on the left with that large blue square as well to act as a backdrop to our numbered headers for 2024. Looking at this on camera now, I do realize they look a little bit on the white side, but they are definitively light blue. Now, I did say I was going to create a header for 2024, and we are, but I'm going to make a mistake first. And I'm not going to realize it till I'm setting up the future log, but we will come back and fix it. Now, to add some embellishment to these letters, I am using these gold foil feathers that are press-on. You just have to push really, really hard on those to get them down. I am using a palette knife that I did pick up at the Dollar Tree, but I'm not going to include it in the supplies because you could use a quarter, the end of a pencil, anything to transfer that rub-on to the letters. And then it's time to embellish further and add some color to the spread with some stickers. Now, stickers are hands down the easiest way to get a creative look to your bullet journal without having to sketch anything in, get out any paints, get out any markers. You just have to know how to use them, cut them, tweak them to get them to do what you want. The Dollar Tree now sells packets of scrap paper in the Crafter Square area, and some of it's textured and some of it's colored. This is a piece from one of those packs. About 25-30 different pieces of paper come in that pack for $1.25. So again here I'm just using one of those, and I have the whole pack to use in setups later on. Since this journal didn't come with a nameplate, we're writing in please return to, and then having a spot for cell phone as well as email address. That's it for our cover page until I come back to fix that 3. Until now, we're going to move on. And like I said, I'm going to leave these contents pages for the person who gets this journal to fill out themselves. Same for this key page. The first page we're going to use is going to be this dot grid page next to the key, and I'm just going to use it to put in a very simple quote. Since we're keeping cost to a minimum, I'm just going to use a mixture of my natural cursive and some block letters. And this quote is by Mary Shelley, and it simply states, "The beginning is always today." To give the lettering a little more interest, I am alternating the black and the blue. And then on top of the blue, I will use the blue Crayola Super Tip just to thicken the downstrokes in a foligraphy style and give those letters a little bit more depth. I'll finish it off with a couple of the stickers from this sticker pack, but I am going to leave a lot of white space on this page as well. Don't be afraid of white space in your journals. It does give the eye some place to rest. That will wrap up the quote page, and we're going to move on to the most important part for me of a bullet journal, and that is the future log. A future log is that space that gives us a place to write down our appointments, meetings, birthdays when we don't have full monthly setups ready yet. And yes, this journal will be fully complete by the time somebody wins it, but I think it's still important to include. I'm going to use the same block lettering we used in the quote throughout the setup for the headers. This is just a very simple block font that is 2 spaces high and 1 space wide. On my calendars, I like to track the week numbers as well as the weekdays, so I will highlight each month the Monday through the Sunday, as well as a small highlight where the week numbers will fall. When using these discount supplies, it is important to put down the color first and then come over it with the black. That way you're not smudging the black ink with the blue marker trying to highlight it. The future log I use in my personal journals is a 3-column setup per page going vertically, so it is a little different for me to set this up in a horizontal version. But that is the fun thing about setting up a journal for someone else, is that I can break away from some of those norms that I do in my own journals. And now it's time to write in all of our tiny numbers. And yes, I actually do enjoy doing this part of a bullet journal setup. It's one of those things that just sort of puts me in the zone and gets me ready for planning. Once our mini calendars are ready to go, I am going to add just a few embellishments with some of the stickers that we have. I decided to use the same stickers across the top, middle, and bottom. So January and April will have a similar sticker, February and May will have a similar sticker, and ditto for March and June. And while I was filling in all of the mini calendars, I had the epiphany that I had created a header that read 2023 instead of 2024. So we are going to try to peel up this sticker and fix this little problem and replace the 3. It did come off of the journal fairly easily, and only ripping a little bit of what that blue paper we had underneath was. I'm just going to cover that up with another little sticker so that you can't tell it's there. So now I've added a 4, my gold feather embellishment, and then I added a little gem sticker to cover up that faux pas, and added a larger gem sticker up on the 0 just to make it look like they were intentional. But now I do need to go back to the future log and finish July through December, and we are just going to go ahead and pop that in for you. All of the elements are the same, including the sticker pattern for cohesion, and we're ready to move on to the next spread. This is going to be a goals spread with serious goals on the left side of the spread, and on the right side will be a 24 and 24 list. I'll start off by creating the same block headers that I used on the future log. This time I'm switching from black to blue. This spread is super simple to set up. For the goals page, I'm only going to have 3 squares or 3 rectangles on the page where someone can come in and write in their 3 largest goals for the year. The 24 and 24 list is simply going to be a series of bullet points, but to do that I need to make a circle, and I don't have a dot grid marker because it's not from the dollar store, and I don't have a circle template because it's also not from the dollar store, so I am using part of a semicolon that is on this stencil that I did pick up at the dollar store. It is a little wibbly wobbly, but it does get the job done. I colored in those bullet points with the blue marker and then decided to use it to add a drop shadow to the goal boxes as well, just to give them a little more interest. And then all we need on the page are some decorative elements to bring in our theme. That will wrap up the goal spread, and we're ready to move on to the next one. This next spread will be the final one for this setup, and what I'm adding here is a gift list, a wish list, and a when did I last page. And to speed things on just a little, I've already added in the straight lines. Now, a gift list and a wish list are pretty self-explanatory. A gift list are those things that you want to give to other people. Great gift ideas you do not want to forget. And then, of course, the wish list are things that you would like yourself. You can either give that list to other people, or you can keep it for yourself and decide, do I really need those things or not? The when did I last spread is a little more complicated, but it's a great spread. And it really is one of those things that is exactly what it says it is. When did I last change my toothbrush? When did I last change the oil in my car? That's what this list is for. So you have the item that you need to do on the left, and then all 12 months of the year off to the right columns. And all you have to do is write down the date under January or February or March that you did that thing, and you'll know when you need to replace something or do a certain task again. I am adding more stickers for decoration. The larger of these feathers I did cut out of the larger sticker for the dream catcher because I wanted that large blue feather. And at the last minute, I decided that these boxes also needed a blue drop shadow on them to be cohesive with the ones before them and to give them more depth. And that is it for this 2024 annual setup with Bujo on a budget. I am going to tweak a couple of things here with the table of contents because we have some extra stickers, and I can just bring that theme element into the key page and the contents pages as well. As Mary Shelley says, the beginning is always today. If you have been thinking about setting up a bullet journal but felt you were hindered by cost or maybe even by creativity, hopefully you found some ideas in this journal that would get you started. I started my bullet journaling journey with a $7 journal from Amazon, a black Bic pen, and one light green highlighter. Next time on Bujo About the Budget, we will set up January for 2024. Again, this will be a giveaway journal at the end of 2023, even if it takes two. I might have to run it from one journal to two journals. Bearing in mind that some of our purchases were investments that we're going to use over and over throughout the entire year, how did we do with our setup? We are at $23.25 US, less than a premium journal. Thank you for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one.